Hello and welcome back. This is video number 7, and this is going to be all about testing. So in other words, how do you make it work? How do you make sure that everything that you set up actually works? Because the worst thing is setting up all the technical aspects, and then when you launch it, you haven't tested it and it doesn't work. And then the customers get frustrated, and then you have to figure out all that. So this is what you need to do to test. So we're going to focus on two different levels since we have the free level and then of course we have the paid level. The free level is a little bit easier. All you have to do is get access to the register page. Now, if you install WooCommerce, typically it will install certain pages like this one right here. So if I go to the register page, so I go under page, find the register page, scroll down, and you're going to see this. So by default, it says give people access to the free plan. Now, you could also create a secondary register page if you wanted to give them access maybe to a different free level. You could do that as well. So we're going to select this and select, select delete selected, and we're just going to leave it as it is. So what you want to do is just grab this link and then test it out. Enter your information, your email, your first and last name, and all whatever it asks you for, and just make sure that you have access to those certain pages. So you want to make sure that you know what pages that you selected. So if you selected 5, do they have access to those 5, or do they have access to everything? If they have access to everything, there is a problem. You have to go back, and it's probably some sort of settings in the restricted content area. If it works, congratulations, you have created a free level that actually works. Now, what about the premium level? Okay, so if we go back over here to, let's say, WooCommerce settings, and then under payments, so it's WooCommerce settings payments, you're going to see this list here. Now, there are a variety of different things on this page, but for the most part, most of you are most likely going to use Stripe or PayPal, or you might use both. Now, in this case, we are simply using Stripe, so I'm going to show you how to go about testing it. Now, if you click on Manage, I'm not going to show you those details because this is a live site, but with Stripe, it actually walks you through step by step. You simply will need to get your secret keys and your webhooks and all of that, and it actually talks about it through Stripe. Stripe is actually a really good resource. They're very good at their documentation. So if you ever get lost, they actually have a lot of really good information. So once you've activated your Stripe, whether you did it yourself or you hired somebody to do it, then the next step is to get some test credit cards. So here's what I mean by that. If you go to stripe.com, and it'll be stripe.com/docs. So let me scroll down here so that you can see it better like that. Okay, so what we're going to do here is you go to stripe.com/docs/testing. Stripe.com/docs/testing. You go here and you want to look for some test credit cards. So if you scroll down about 1/4 to the bottom, you'll see card numbers, and you'll see Visa cards, MasterCards, American Express, Discover. So you can test all of these if you want to. Me personally, I would just simply test one, and then of course see if it actually goes through. Now, in order for this to succeed, your Stripe account needs to be in test mode. So when you go to set things up, there's going to be a little button that says test mode. You want to make sure that that is selected. Once that's selected, you simply just copy one of these card numbers. And then of course it says CVC, any 3 digits, or date, any future date. So all you have to do is simply enter these. So what we need to do is simply go to the product that we created earlier. And then, let's see, let me go up here so that we can zoom in. And then you'll see something like this. So you got the product, you fill out your name and all that, and then what you need to do is simply enter your credit card here. So that would be the 4242, 4242 all the way here, and then the expiration date, which we could just say December 30. And then the CVC code, just random numbers. Okay, so once you've entered all that information, you just simply select submit and make sure that it actually goes through. And that's all you have to do. It's really easy like that. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 6. And in this video, we're going to show you how to create a product that will match this plan. So in other words, the product is going to be able to take the payment from the customer, and after they pay, they will be sent into the membership plan. So this plan, in other words, will be added to their account. It's really easy. All you have to do is go under products. So you're not going to go here. You're going to go here under products, and then you're going to click add new. Now, I went ahead and opened that in a brand new window because I want to show you, once we're done, something that we'll need to do and come back over here. So you click on add new product, which is what you see right here. And well, we want to name this very similar to this. So I'm going to copy this. So copy, and we're going to paste this like that. And then under product or the visual, you want to enter kind of the description. So the description of the membership plan and the benefits of what people get. All right. So after that, you can choose a product category if you want to. That could be maybe membership plans. So we could do membership plans and do that. And here we go. So at this point, you got the product. So you have a variety of different product types like simple product, group product, external product, variable product, and course. Now you're not going to see this, like I said, unless you have like something like LearnDash. You're going to simply want to click simple product, click on virtual, and then enter the price. So maybe the regular price is $197, and we're giving everyone a kind of a 50% discount. So that's a nice thing. What in this case, you'll be charging people $97 and they'll see that the regular price is $197. Now, if you were creating courses and you had the LearnDash plugin, you would select the courses that they get access to. Now, in this case, it's simply a membership plan, so we're going to leave that blank. Click on inventory. You're not going to need to fill out any of this information because you just want to make sure that it says in stock. Link products is if you want to link to other upsells and cross-sells. Attributes, you're not really going to need anything. And then we have advanced. Now, advanced you might use if you want to enter a purchase note. So if you want to enter maybe a link that directs people to a certain page, you could add that in here. Or if you want to add a note to somebody on the thank you page, you'll want to enter that here. So I'm going to copy this here because down here is a little bit similar. So we got the product description here. And like I said, you're not going to see WP Fusion on your website unless you're using that. And I mainly use WP Fusion, just so you know, to connect to ActiveCampaign. So what that allows you to do is it allows you to tag people and then, add people and then basically create a customized experience. But to keep it simple, you're not going to see that. So under memberships, this is important. You could say disable restrictions. So check this box if you want to force this product to be public regardless of any restriction. And then of course right here, you select that and we have the registered account here. Now let's see here. Now, one thing to note is it automatically chose free account, but that's not what we're going to need in this account. So what we want to do is we want to add a new rule, select that, and select the plan. So in this case, we're going to just choose premium. And then of course, only members can view or purchase. So what that means is only members of this can purchase this product. So we are going to simply click view because we don't want that to be the case, and they have accessibility to it immediately. So we're going to add that rule. And that simply says, give them access to that plan immediately upon purchase. You can use the custom message here if you want to enter kind of a restricted message for this product, or a custom message down here after they've purchased the product. And of course, you're not going to see this. This is simply for my header and footer scripts. So once you're done, you can simply click on publish. And of course, once that is finished, it'll give you access directly to the link to the product. So now you have the link to the product. Now I'm going to refresh this page real quick. And let's see. So remember right here, we have to come back over here since we created the product and say grant access upon purchase product. So in this case, we're going to enter this one here and here, and simply select the product plan. So this is the product that we're choosing, and we click on update and we are done. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 5, and I'm going to show you how to create a membership plan. So we talked about in the previous videos that different membership sites can be different. Some have free levels, some then have the paid level on top of the free level, or some don't even have the free level at all, and they simply have a paid level. So regardless of what the situation is, I'm going to show you how to create a membership plan. So to do that, once you've installed the WooCommerce membership plugin or extension, you simply go under WooCommerce and then you click on memberships. Now up at the top here, you see members, membership plans, import, and export. So members is simply going to list the different members that you have and what kind of plans that they are attached to. Now, if you go under membership plans, you'll be able to see the different plans that you have created, and you'll simply be able to create a new plan. So we're going to click on add membership plan like so. And here we go. So let's walk you through the step-by-step process. So let's say, for example, that you want to create a free level. So we'll call this free level 2 simply because I already have a free level in this live site, and we're going to do free level 2 test. Now I'm going to zoom in just a bit so that you can see it better. In fact, I'm going to collapse the menu like this. All right. So under general, you have the slug. Slug simply is like the permalink or the URL, what you see in the URL. So you're going to see something like free-level. So you could basically take this title here, put it here, just put dashes in between. So that's not as important. Now, grant access upon. Now, it gives you different options. You can either do manual assignment only, and what that means is that somebody creates an account and you yourself as the administrator has to actually manually approve them. Or you can grant access upon user account registration. So you can have a form where somebody simply fills it out and then they become a member. Now, ideally, that would be the best case for a free level. Now, in terms of a pay level, that would be a little bit different. And that would be in connection with the video after this one, which I'll show you how to create a WooCommerce product and all of that. But if you just want to do free, I would choose this one. Membership length is simply the length that they have access to. So if you want to give them access only for a month, you could do that. There's fixed amount of dates, or you can simply give them unlimited access for however long the life of your site, which would be unlimited. Then next we have restrict content. So I'm actually going to go through this later on. And when we create a pay level, I'll show you the settings that you'll need. So for now, for a free level, this is what I would do. In terms of restrict content, it says there are no rules yet. Click below to add one. This content can be viewed by all visitors. And you can add a rule to restrict it to members. So in other words, if you have those 5 to 10 different pages and you want to only give people access to those 5 to 10 pages, you would simply add them here. So you would click this, click add new rule, and you would go to say post or pages or whatever you want to do. So if we were to do pages, and because this is a free level, you want to specify which pages they have access to. So you would simply type in the page name. Now, if you don't want to give them access to certain items, don't put that item here. The only reason why you would ever leave this blank is if you want people to have access to every single page on your site. So again, with free levels, not really the case. So you want to pick and choose the pages. So once you're done, you simply click on publish and you are done. Now, as you can see, they have pages, they have posts, they have forums, discussions, courses, lessons, topics. Now, the reason why I have these is because I use LearnDash, which is a different plugin which allows you to run courses. So if you don't have that plugin, most likely you're not going to see this. You're simply going to see pages and posts and maybe a few things like categories. So keep that in mind. Now, accessible allows you to basically say, when do they get access to these items? Do they get access to them immediately, which I have checked here, or specify a time? So maybe you want to drip feed your content. If you want to do that, you'll need to figure out what pages they have access to, and of course, when they should have access. So maybe you want them to come in, and maybe you have a trial, let's say for $1 for the first 7 days. And then after the 7 days, you could charge them a different fee. So basically, all this means is you can drip feed your content. So that's restrict content. Restrict products, on the other hand, is a little bit very similar, but a little bit different. Products are basically whatever you add to your WooCommerce shop. So if you've added, let's say, a premium level to your shop, or let's say you have a different product of some sort, then you can give them access to those products. Now, if you leave them blank, they're going to have access to all the products, and that's not what you want. So if you're going to do like a free level and then a paid level on top of that, I don't think you're really going to need any of this. In fact, we can simply delete selected, which I'll do that here, and we don't need that. Next up, we have the purchasing discounts. Now, what this means is this gives your customers, if they're on the free level, a discount. You can specify, I want to give them a 10% off on all of my products. So you can do that. And then maybe the paid level, you could give them a higher percent of discount off. It's really up to you, dependent on what you want to do. So if you click on add new discount, you can select all the products if you leave it blank, or certain products. And of course, you can type in the amount percentage that they get discounted or the dollar amount. Next up, we have members area. Now, members area, as you can see, is a portion of the My Accounts page that shows the member lists of available content, products, discounts, and membership notes. Now down here, it has an explanation of what that is. So content will show all pages, posts, and other content. Products will show products that are viewable and purchasable, discounts and notes, and managed. So what this is saying is that the members area, what do they have access to? So include the following. In terms of a free level, I wouldn't really include all of these items. So I would probably delete the majority of these, except for maybe products, because I want them to purchase the premium level. And if I want to give them access to the discounts, I can put notes and manage. Next up, we have the email content, which simply allows you just to configure how you're going to email people. Now, you're not going to see WP Fusion. That just happens to be on this website, which is sort of like Zapier or Zapier website, which basically connects different apps together. So you're not going to see that. You're simply going to see this right here. So that's all you would have to do in terms of creating a membership plan. Now, let's talk about a paid membership. So if we go back to the top and let's say we do premium, And we're going to say that this is 97 bucks, one-time fee. And they have access to, maybe we'll call it the all access pass. So they have access to pretty much everything. So the slug, we could just do something like premium level. Grant access upon product purchase. So what we need to do is we're going to need to create a product and then click the product here. So it's kind of a little bit reverse in its case. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to create a product. But once you create that product, and you can come back over here and you can then select that product. So basically what you're saying is grant access to this specific premium level plan if they purchase that specific product. All right. So you're going to need to specify that. Membership length, unlimited, restrict content. Because this is the premium level and people get access to everything, you can simply say pages and leave this blank, and posts, and of course leave that blank. So if you would do that, you would simply click add new rule, and you would do something like posts and leave that blank. So that way people have access to pretty much everything. Now, in terms of restrict products, unless you really have a product that is higher level, I don't really see any need to have this, because we're not on the free level anymore. We're now on the paid level or the premium level or the highest level. So if that's the case, we don't really need to do anything with this. Purchasing discounts, you could say something like the premium level members get 20% or 10% off of everything. Then we have members area. And for this one, I would just include everything. So I would include the content, the products, the discounts, and everything. And then email content is self-explanatory, and that's all you have to do. So once you are done with that, we would click publish, click OK, and there we go. So now what we need to do is we need to go back to WooCommerce and we need to create a product that matches this. So basically any paid products, you will need to create a WooCommerce product that is connected over here. So we're going to show you how to do that in the next video. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 4, and I'm going to show you step by step how to get everything set up. Okay, so first things first, you are going to need to have access to WooCommerce before you even think about installing the memberships plugin. So to do that is fairly simple. All you have to do is simply go to plugins, click on add new, and you'll see this screen. Then you need to go to the search plugins and type in WooCommerce. So it'll take a second to load, as you see here, and this is what it is. Now I'm showing you a live e-commerce site that actually uses WooCommerce. So we already have that installed, but if you're starting from scratch, you're simply going to click the Install Now button, kind of like this one over here. And then, of course, after it installs it, you'll have to activate it. So there will be a blue button that says Activate, and you can simply click that. Now, once you're done, what you want to do is you are going to see the WooCommerce over here. So from here, you want to go straight to settings. And the reason being is that the dashboard is simply going to show you the products, the orders are going to show you kind of like the reports. The coupons allows you to create coupons, and of course memberships and customers. So all of these will most likely not really be needed until you actually launch the site. So if you go to settings here, you'll end up landing over here. Now, under the general tab, it's pretty much self-explanatory. It'll be things like your address, whether you're going to do shipping or not. You got products over here. So you can specify your shop page. You can specify the add to cart behavior. So for example, redirect to the cart page after successful addition. So when somebody adds something to the cart, you can redirect them to the cart page. Now I have that unchecked because what if somebody wants to purchase more than one item? And then when you redirect them to the cart page, it just becomes annoying. But that feature is there just in case you maybe a few, or you have a membership site and you only have one level. So that would be good for that. Then of course you go to payments, and payments allows you to specify the different payment gateways that you want to connect to. Now we have it connected to Stripe, which is a credit card billing system. Now they have direct bank transfer, check payments, cash on delivery, PayPal, and more. So all you have to do is once you've enabled that, you click manage and you can simply follow the instructions and connect the two. So once that's done, you can go to accounts and privacy. Now this just allows you to create the experience. So for example, guest checkout. You can allow customers to place orders without an account, or you can allow customers to log in to an existing account. So it really depends on the experience that you want to create for your customers. So think carefully about your customers when you do this. Then of course we have emails, which are the automatic emails that are sent out, such as if somebody purchases, they get an email that says, congratulations, here's access to your product. Or if it's a physical product, you could say, we got your transaction and we are about to ship out. And then of course we have integration, advanced, and memberships. So these are we're not really going to focus on these because we're really going to focus on this one over here. So once you've installed WooCommerce, the next thing of course is to go to WooCommerce.com, purchase the membership plugin, download it, and of course install it. Installing is easy. I already have it installed here, but you simply do the same thing that I showed you earlier. You go to the plugins page, but in this case, you're going to actually upload the plugin. So you'll go click on upload, you'll choose the file. So in other words, if you downloaded the files somewhere, you need to find that. You pick the file, you click install now, and then of course you click activate. And of course, once you're done, you've got the plugin installed. So if we go back to WooCommerce, remember under settings, we had an option for memberships. Now, these are not the settings in terms of creating a plan. We'll show you that in just a minute. But these are mainly just the global settings. So for example, redirect members upon login. You can redirect them, let's say, to the members area or to a very specific page. Or you can simply do no redirect. So if you want to redirect people to, say, maybe a community page or an announcements page, and you want people to see that first before they access anything else, this is a good option to have. So we're not going to check any of these. We're going to go and create a membership plan. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 3, and we're going to talk about the different WordPress membership plugins that are available to you. So that way you have an idea of the different options that you have. Now, just to be clear, like I said earlier, this video course is going to be surrounding WooCommerce. And the reason being is because WooCommerce, in my opinion, is one of the best e-commerce platforms out there. So we want to make sure that we cover a variety of different people. So you might have physical products, right, with a membership site, or you might have a digital membership site. So we want to make sure that we cover as many different bases as possible. Now with WooCommerce, like I said, the main platform is free, but under extensions, if you go to extensions and you click on all, and you scroll down, you're going to see Woo subscriptions, which you're really only going to need if you charge a monthly fee. Now, if you do what most memberships do, which is charge a one-time fee, then you would simply go with this. So if you click this, you'll get an idea of what it can do for you. Now, in terms of pricing, it's actually very competitive compared to a lot of the other ones that I'm going to show you in just a minute. So you can create different levels. You can see that you can sell and assign memberships. So you can restrict content. You can do a silver membership, a gold membership, and maybe a premium platinum membership. So you can see that you can grant access to specific content, specific posts, different pages, different categories. So now that you know with the free level, you have maybe 5 different pages. If that's the case, then all you have to do is specify which pages right here. So what I recommend that you do is just go down here and make sure that everything that you see here is going to fit your long-term needs. So can you think of it as you're going to be able to expand, you're going to be able to scale this business down the road, months or even years. So as you can see, you can import or export members, which is a great feature to have. You can communicate with your members and much more. So you can go there and just check it out yourself, but you are going to definitely need this plugin right here and the free WooCommerce plugin as well. And we'll show you how to get all that installed. The next one is called MemberPress. That's memberpress.com. So this is another WordPress membership plugin, and it's very feature rich. So it can do just about anything that you want it to do. So just scroll down here to kind of give you an idea. You can see that it can integrate into a variety of different payment gateways like Stripe, like PayPal, and of course different autoresponders such as ConvertKit, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, and different help desk systems like Help Scout. So you can see all the integrations down here. But if we go over here and click on features, you can get a better idea of the different options that you have. So you can see it's easy to set up. We've got premium community forums. So if you want to have that second level to be maybe a community and you don't want to use Facebook, you want to have everything centralized on your WordPress site, then this would be the way to go. So we've got coupons, and that's another thing with WordPress, you do have a lot of features built in, but with MemberPress, some of these will have a little bit more feature rich. But of course, as you'll see in a minute, you'll have to pay a little bit more money. So we have stability, you can drip content. So in other words, you could, if you have like a series and they have to watch course 1 before they get to course 2, you can drip feed it. So you can drip it like this month and then course 2 with next month and so forth and so on. So just go here and take a look and see if that suits you. Now, if you go to the top here and we go to pricing, you can see that the basic level is about $149. You can use it on one site, which is just enough. You can do PayPal and Stripe, and you get about 10 add-ons. So you want to check out those add-ons and see if they actually fit what you need. The $249 version, you can see it operates on 2 sites. It works with Authorize.net, which is a credit card payment processor. And as you can see, it has different add-ons. And over here, the main difference looks like it has an affiliate program. The third plugin that we recommend is called Paid Memberships Pro. And this one actually is very feature rich. So you can kind of get an idea. You can do unlimited levels. They've got 6 different payment gateways that you can integrate with. Now, they do have a free level, so you might want to check that out yourself as well if you're really on a tight budget and just see if that fits you. But for the most part, what we found is in terms of scalability, you kind of want to find something that really fits you. Because if you start with free and you go here, you start with free and that's just what you need, and then you see yourself expanding, that's totally fine as well. So those are the 3 different WordPress membership plugins that are available to you. With that said, let's move on to the next video. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 2, and we're going to take your wonderful idea of your membership site and of course map it out. So I'm going to do a little bit of brainstorming to give you some ideas, especially if you don't know where to start, you don't really have an idea of what your membership site should look like. Or maybe you do, and if that's the case, that's great. So if you do, what I want you to do, of course, is just write down the steps. If you don't, let me give you some ideas. So as you can imagine with a membership site, where I briefly talked about it in the previous video, a lot of times they have different levels. So the free level oftentimes will give people access to content. But if they want access to maybe videos or access to a community, then they have to pay another level. So maybe the free level is down below, and then you have a level on top of that, which is maybe $47 a month, or you could do a one-time fee. Now, bear in mind, if you do a monthly fee, you're going to need to have WooCommerce subscriptions, which is another extension. So to keep it simple, we're just going to do one-time fees. So you could charge someone $197 to get the next level. So maybe the next level is access to a Facebook group, other content, and then maybe you have a level on top of that. Now, obviously, you want to keep it as simple as possible. So what I would recommend that you do is do a free level and then do a paid level on top of that. Let's map that out. So we have a membership site, and I like to put it on the top here, just so we can see. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that it stands out like that. All right. So we're going to put this, and we're going to call this a visitor. So they're not a customer yet. We have to convert them from a visitor or a prospect into a customer. Or in other words, we have to gain their trust. So in order to do that, a lot of times you will have to give them content or something in exchange for their time. So something free, something that is valuable, something normally that they would have to pay money for, but you're going to give that away for free. So free content. So we'll call this free level. Lots of great content. So in terms of WordPress, that could mean maybe 5 to 10 pages worth of really good content. And it doesn't have to be 5 to 10. It doesn't have to be a specific number. Just as long as you give enough value to make them think, wow, you've given me enough value. What do you offer beyond that, right? So we have the visitor here. We send them to the free level, and they're just extremely impressed to the point that they ask the question, which is, what's next? Right? And what's next, in this case, is we'll call it the premium level, which in terms of technicalities, it's just the second level above the free level. And this gives people access to all of the content. So all of the pages. So they even get access to the free level. So this level is actually a lot easier to create because all you have to say is give access to pretty much the whole site. So give access to all of the pages. Maybe you have community, it could be a Facebook group, it could be a community that's built into the WordPress site, and there's many different avenues that you could take. But to simplify things, I would recommend a Facebook group. So that's what's next. All right. Now we need to figure out what is the price going to be. So maybe before we connect the dots here, let's say that the premium level, and I can put this down here, the price is going to be $197. All right. Now I'm going to make the font a little bit bigger so that you can see. All right, so we'll go not too big, but there we go. Now, this tool that I'm using, just to let you know, it's called lucidchart.com. It's Lucid, L-U-C-I-D, chart, which is C-H-A-R-T.com. This tool, it does cost a little bit of money per month. It's not that much, but it's, in my opinion, one of the best tools. So what I like about it is we can actually make colors. So let's say that the levels are going to be green. So this level is green and then this level is green, so that I have an idea. So the price is going to be here. And we're going to write create products. So we're going to need to create one product within WooCommerce, which I'll show you how to do in this particular section. So let's see. It's visitor and what's next. So I could actually just change the color for these two. Instead of green, we could just do something like light blue. So that way we have an idea that these are actually connected. So that is pretty much what our mind map is going to look like. So let me explain from start to finish. So we got the visitor, he or she comes to the site. They can then sign up, get access to the free level, lots of great content, whatever pages that you want. Then they're so impressed that they want to know what's next. Then you have a sales page and you say, hey, if you want more content and get access to the community so that you can get help whenever you need it. And then you send them to here. And if they buy that, then they get access to this. So that's essentially what the process is. So now that you know the process, taking that knowledge and taking this information and implementing it into the technical aspect of it is actually going to be a lot easier. Now, some of you might want to get more complex. You might say, well, I want to do 197 and maybe I'll give them access, one-on-one access to me, maybe a coaching level on the third tier. So if you were to do that, obviously you would just copy this and then you would tack it on. So maybe you could have something $197 a month or $97 a month, one-on-one coaching, or $500 a month. One-on-one coaching. Regardless of what it is, it's just the same process. Now, like I said earlier, if you do a subscription, you're going to need to have WooCommerce subscriptions, which I'll talk about in a little bit more depth in the next video. So with that said, let's move on to video number 3. Hello, and just want to say congratulations on getting access to this video course on how to start your own WordPress membership site. So here's a quick video's overview of what we're going to talk about in this course. So that way you get a bird's eye view of how all the pieces of the puzzle fit together. Now, this is obviously video number 1, and we'll talk about what you need in order to get started after the slide after this. Video number 2, we'll talk about mapping out your membership site funnel. In other words, how do you take that wonderful idea of yours and make it happen? So a lot of people make the mistake of jumping in, trying to figure out the technical aspect, and just getting frustrated, not knowing what the next step is. So that is why we are going to map it out. So we're going to take a little bit of brainstorming, and then we're going to map it out into a flow chart so that you can see what step 1, step 2, step 3, and so forth is, and that way you're not going to get lost. Then in video number 3, we'll talk about which WordPress membership plugin you should use. Now, obviously, we're going to be covering the WooCommerce platform and the WooCommerce memberships extension that will be a plugin on top of WooCommerce. Video number 4, we'll talk about how do you take that plugin, get access to it, install it, and of course, getting started by configuring the settings. Video number 5, we'll talk about how you can go about creating different membership levels. So as you know, different membership sites are different. Some have free levels and paid levels, maybe two, a free and a paid. And some might have a free, a paid, and a premium level. So it doesn't really matter how many levels you want. At the end of the day, we're just going to show you how to create different levels that will give your customers or prospects access to different parts of your website to get them to want to actually upgrade to the higher level. And of course, in video number 6, we'll talk about creating products and of course, pricing your products within the WooCommerce store. In other words, you're going to be able to connect the memberships and into an actual product. So if somebody buys that product, they can get access to that specific membership level. And of course, last but not least, video number 7, we'll talk about testing. How do you go about making sure that you have everything correct, it's going to work, and you've spent all that time and it actually works? All right, so getting started, here's what you're going to need. We assume that you already have a WordPress site created already. So we're not going to go into the detail of how to install your WordPress site. So assuming that you already have that WordPress site created already, you're going to definitely need money to purchase WordPress plugins. Now, the WooCommerce membership plugin is around about $200. Now, that could increase or decrease depending on which way WooCommerce decides to go. Now, I want to say a lot of times WooCommerce will come out with special deals. So sometimes they'll come out with 40% off whenever they do like a big release, or you can see like Black Friday or different special holidays. So just bear that in mind that you can save a lot of money if you keep an eye out. Now, of course, WooCommerce platform, the plugin is free, so you don't have to pay any money for that. Now you might be thinking, well, are there any free membership plugins out there? Yes, there are, but at the end of the day, we've tested some of those and we found that many of them are just not useful. They don't have the features that you need to scale, to build a long-term business. So in other words, free is not the best way to build your long-term business. So with that said, let's move on to video number 2.